Hi, I'm Annika Johnsons from Al Johnson's in Sister Bay. I hope you enjoy my new video series called Door County Girl. These are stories of my life, the people and places that I love, and of course how we all survive here in northern Wisconsin. You can come back as often as you like, but don't forget to subscribe to Al's YouTube channel. I'll be posting lots of really cool new videos. So let's go! Welcome to another episode of Door County Girl. Today I am with my friend Cari Lewis, who is in charge of the Door County Auditorium. So I have to say that I don't get to come here as much as I would like, because we were just talking a little bit before this about how the working class people don't always get to enjoy what the vacationers enjoy, but there are things that I pick out sometimes that I can't miss, you know, that you have. Like, hey everybody, Thursday night, something good is happening. We'll talk about that later, right? So I'm gonna kind of let Cari talk about the auditorium a little bit. Now I'm gonna treat it as such, like, I don't come here very much, but I am a big believer in the Door County Auditorium. And there are many reasons why. I know that I keep saying that my son passed away from cancer. However, I can't stop thinking about the time when he passed away from cancer, and I remember other people that were more, had a lot of friends in the community. Where do you hold a service that is large enough for all his friends to come? And I thought, well, why don't we just have it here at the auditorium? And I mean, we had to have two different funerals for Bo. We had to have one for his friends, and then like all his kid friends, and then we had to have one for just the regular public, and how you generously donated this space because nothing was going on. Mm-hmm. So that's always stuck with me. Mm-hmm. So those are the things that I love to think about. But I'd love you to talk more about the auditorium and why a local person would love to get more involved.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were very honored to be the site for Bo's funeral. I think it was the first time I really remember meeting you and Lars. And just seeing the entire community come together to grieve and to celebrate. I think that's one of the very special things that the auditorium offers Door County. And this is our 30th anniversary season. And Al Johnson's has been with us from the very beginning in looking back. And I won't say that our records are, I think there were a few years that record keeping was a little spotty, but your family and Al Johnson's has given the auditorium over $250,000, I think at least $258,000 in sponsorship support, playbill support. Al Johnson's has made so many amazing things happen at DCA. Willie Nelson, back in around 2000, and then more recently things like Booker T and the MGs and Buddy Guy. You mentioned working folks being maybe too busy to come to the auditorium. One of the things that Al Johnson's has made possible in recent years is a new program called the Pay What You Can program. So the sponsorship support has allowed Door County residents to just say, okay, I'd like to come to this, and if there's a ticket available, they can pay what they want. And so allowing folks to come see things that maybe would be a little bit outside their budget. So that's one thing that's really been cool about your support.
So that one thing, how do people take advantage of that?
Yeah, I think, this past summer has been a summer where everyone's just so busy working every possible
because
moment.
Everybody had short of help.
But I hope that we'll get that going again. I know we got word out to kitchen staff and tried to make it known that was available.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
And so how would someone go about that real quickly? Like, how would they contact the auditorium?
Yeah, just call the box office afternoon of a show, and if we still have a ticket available, they let us know.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, it's a very cool program. The Passport program is another program that your support has made stronger. Every year we have 4 to 6 shows where we have an evening show for the public, but during the daytime, Gibraltar students as well as students from the other Door County districts come to see a smaller version of that show. Most recently, Ballet Hispanico was here, and it was the first time we had had a student show since the pandemic, and to see a couple hundred high school students so engaged and quiet and inspired by dance.
Just loving it.
Yeah. And then the dancers came out at the end and sat at the edge of the stage here, and there were nearly 20 of them, and they were from all over the world and all over the country, and the Gibraltar students had really smart questions for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm dating myself a little bit, but a long time ago when we didn't have this auditorium, we had a small little one in the old gym, and we used to call them lyceums, like we were going to a lyceum. I don't know why they're called lyceums, but we would go to the lyceum and watch like a magician, or maybe I remember once coming to see some drummers or something. But I remember that, and it was just fascinating just to do that one little thing, is to go to our lyceum, and we aren't going to class today. Today we're going to go see this, and we were all so excited about it. And at first we all were excited that we didn't have to be in school, but then when you get in there and you get to actually see something that you don't always get to see, it was pretty cool when you walk away. You're like, I got to see an amazing magician today.
Well, and prior to DCA being built, Peninsula Music Festival, they held their performances in the gym. And so you had, these world-class symphony orchestra concerts taking place in the gym. And that was, that was one of the reasons that the community decided that there was definitely a need for an indoor performing arts space. We're the oldest and the largest indoor performing arts space in Door County, and having Peninsula Music Festival here every year is so amazing. Things like Right on Door County, they've been bringing writers. They're one of the more recent nonprofits to use the auditorium. Midsummer's Music, Door County Libraries. In a normal year, we have about 220 events take place during a calendar year. That includes about 130 school uses, so for their rehearsals and assemblies, auditions, and their performances for high school band and choir and their annual theater production. So it's really special for a community our size to have a professional performing arts space for kids to use. I think the confidence that's built. There's so many kids that have a problem with public speaking, or have a problem looking out into an audience and performing. But the existence of DCA has meant that 30 years of Door County students have had that experience before they get to college.
Well, I've come to several of the Door County plays that they put on, and I felt like I was at Broadway. I mean, I remember coming here once to see, I want to say it was a Dr. Seuss one, but it was Zephyr Caesar. And I couldn't even believe how good the play was, and Mrs. Thomas puts on. And I remember somebody told me they were working at the White Gull Inn, and they overheard a table comment. I can't believe they got, at a high school play, they would have to hire someone in off the street to sing the main part. And the waitress actually chimed in and said, actually, no, she's a senior in high school, and she wasn't hired out. She is that good. And I was thinking, she was that good. And watching some of these kids come up here, you think you know them, because you see them out on the street or you meet them here and there, but you had no idea that they could sing or dance, or they're shy, but up there they aren't. And it was kind of neat to see what kids get involved. Yeah, I like that. Now, with all your events, do you have to be at all of them?
No, not all of them, not 220 nights a year. I'm here for all of them. I get to be here for all of the main stage events.
Because you want to be, you're enjoying it too, right?
Yeah, it's a very enjoyable work. My favorite spot to be, I don't know if the camera can catch, is right over there, because I love it to stand there and actually see and feel the interaction between the artist on the stage
And you can watch
and the
the
audience.
audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to watch the audience as much as I like to watch the performers usually, especially at school shows. I think that's just such a gratifying part,
Yeah,
part
I
of the
remember
job.
coming here once and you had somebody up here that was rocking and people were dancing. I
Yeah.
mean, all these people got up and they were dancing in the aisles and dancing here in the front, and I thought that was pretty amazing. This is getting the crowd going. I mean, they're
Yeah.
interested, they love it.
Beach Boys had everyone on their feet. Michael Franti is one where I remember people up and dancing. We've had some really amazing shows in the past 10 plus years. Brandy Carlisle, Lumineers.
We love her, yeah.
Melissa Etheridge. I remember she made mention on stage about going to Al Johnson's and the Goats on the Roof.
The Goats on the Roof.
Her girlfriend is I think from Green Bay area maybe, so she was
Okay.
very familiar
Oh, that's pretty
with Door
neat.
County. Yeah, it's neat to have celebrities come in, and sometimes we're lucky enough that they have a little bit of extra time. And like Emily Salyers of Indigo Girls, she rented a bicycle, and so did Jeff Tweedy. He got a bike and went back into the park and enjoyed things that Door County has to offer.
I don't think people would have probably ever come here, I mean, in their everyday journeys, if they weren't invited. And maybe they were thinking, why do I want to go up there? It sounds like a little podunk town. But then when they come here, I think they feel like, wow, it's really neat here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on, and I really enjoy it. It's not just coming here to sing here, but you can go out and enjoy the parks, or it's quiet. Maybe everybody doesn't even know who you are, so you can walk around more like you're not the celebrity here. You could just go out and be a vacationer like the rest of us.
Taj Mahal, he asked to go salmon fishing, so we arranged for him to go out.
Oh, wow.
And it was a year that there was a pretty bad algae bloom, and he and his bandmates were asking, like, what was that smell? And so we explained what Cladophora was, and like on the spot he was like, that funk ain't Puccini, that funk ain't opera, that funk is an algae they call Cladophora.
By a musician. That's awesome. I love that. I remember coming here to see Johnny Cash, and I just was blown away that actually he's on the stage with Roseanne.
Yeah.
And it's not something I'm hearing on an album or a CD. He's standing on the stage in little itty bitty Fish Creek.
Yeah.
And then his wife passed away very shortly after that, and I felt this was such an honor to actually see him in person. You could say, I saw Johnny Cash in person.
Yeah.
And you kind of enamor these artists but they're real people like us. I mean, they have their everyday things they like to do too. They'll come to Al Johnson's and have pancakes. Melissa Etheridge, come on in. And hopefully nobody would recognize her and bother her while she comes in. But if they do, she should feel honored too. But
yeah, I think I've seen a lot of artists fall in love with Door County. Usually our caterers take great care of them, and people are friendly.
Well, your repeats, when they want to come back, do they want to come back?
Yeah.
They ask to come back?
Absolutely. Lyle Levitt's a great example of his team has reached out and asked to come back. Now he's been here 3 times.
And what is the reason, do you think?
Well, the things that make us all love Door County.
I mean, it can't be the money,
the nature
really.
and the water, and a place that hasn't been spoiled by corporate things that aren't
Kind of
interesting.
might bring them back to their roots when they started, when they were small, and this is a smaller venue and it's more fun. Everybody's so engaged.
Yeah, the mom and pop businesses. We have 170 local businesses that support us, that make us
And they
possible.
know that, right?
Yeah.
When they come here, they know that the business is sponsor, and they just can't believe it, or they think it's great, or how do they get sponsored any other way?
Yeah, I think they enjoy stepping back in time
Yeah.
a bit, and it's it is a place that one of the challenges we have is we are off the beaten path. You have to, basically double back. If you're an agent that's booking a tour, it's a lot easier for you to go Chicago, Milwaukee, so we rely on larger venues booking their acts, and then we kind of connect the dots. And so it is sometimes a bit of a challenge to get an artist to come here the first time, but
Do you throw
usually
them a bone a little bit and get them interested a little bit, and then they get kind of like,
Well, we try to pay competitive rates, and local sponsors make that possible. And then we also have to be a little bit flexible on when we get them. We wait till, I think we're usually booking our shows in March and April, right before the summer starts. And ideally, I'd love to be putting together a season a full year in advance, but because we need the larger markets to make their choice and for us to be able to afford them, we need to take, okay, you've got Tuesday, July 7th, and so we make that work.
Sure.
But we do find that once they've been here once, they often will make the trip again, and sometimes make it when they're going to have a day off the next day.
Where do they stay? When they come here, where do they stay? Do they camp? People camp?
We have
You should.
a handful of Door County hotels that either give us a good deal or comp rooms for us. Landmark has been a great partner for us over the year. Parkwood Lodge sometimes houses artists. Down the street, Homestead. We have Apple Creek sometimes will give us a room for a driver.
Sure.
If you're a bus driver touring, you just need a room for the day. Yeah.
And do they like where they stay, or do they feel like diva-ish, where like, this isn't good enough? Why can't we get the honeymoon suite upstairs? Or are they all pretty content? They all like it and it's good?
I think the artists are by and large very, very gracious. We sometimes have to have conversations before they get here that no one has room service. No, you're not going to be able to find food at 2 a.m. I think
you have to lay the law down. This is how
well,
it is.
just manage expectations. It's not Chicago where there are chain hotels that have amenities that you would expect in cities. Yeah.
Right. The stuff we like when we go on vacation.
Yeah. But I think I remember the Oak Ridge boys commenting on staying at a hotel that still had an actual room key. And they were very charmed by that.
Yes, I find a lot of room keys at Al's after, still I find room keys, not the slide cards, but actually a key. Yeah. We always bring them back, but yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I remember Brandy Carlisle talking about how she was so excited to see the name Fish Creek on her tour schedule. She had just recorded an album at a studio called Bear Creek, and so she just felt like it was kismet. Oh
my gosh, that's funny. That's neat that she would comment on that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm supposed to ask you from a unreliable source here, he doesn't want to be mentioned, but I'm supposed to ask you, when coming up now this year, is there any sneak peek you can give us about somebody really big that we can't miss? You already know who asked that question.
You can share that we will have around 20 shows that you shouldn't miss, but we won't be unveiling them until the end of April.
Right. Yeah, you want to tell him. No, I said she's not going to say it, and he goes, you just have to ask it. I asked it. It's okay if she doesn't share. It's good to be surprised.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can say with certainty that we'll have Play It Forward happen.
I love Play It Forward. Actually, I've been trying to plug it as much as I can. Unfortunately, every time we try to have Play It Forward, what happens?
It snows.
Snows. It always snows when we try to have this Play It Forward concert. So I'm going to let you talk a little bit about Play It Forward, because I'm trying to get people to come more. It's a free concert, first of all, so that scares people right away. Well, I can't afford to go to a concert. It's free, but it's a goodwill donation It could be $4, it could be $2. It doesn't really matter. It's about getting together in the wintertime when most people don't always get to share family time. You get to be more family with the locals. So I'm going to let you talk a little bit about that.
So coming up Thursday, December 30th, we have our 9th annual Play It Forward benefit concert. Yeah. Door County musicians have a long history of coming together to have benefit concerts for a variety of things. I remember when I first came aboard, there was a concert for tsunami relief, and then there was a concert for Katrina survivors and musicians affected by Katrina. There's been just a long list of local and world causes that have benefited from Door County musicians coming together. And when Bo passed away, we were, so many of us, inspired by his legacy of asking people to take care of each other. And so we decided to make it an annual event to have Door County musicians come together for a cause. And many years the proceeds have then gone back to the Go Bo Foundations, but we also have the ability for artists to choose either local or national or worldwide cause. Last year, actually, DCA and others decided during the pandemic that the Door County musicians needed to be the ones to benefit after a long year of not being able to perform and have their livelihood. This year, we were so pleased with your suggestion. It was going to benefit the Go Bo Foundation again, and Annika had the suggestion that the proceeds go back to the Matson family. Alice Matson is a young lady. She's the granddaughter of Jeannie Coons, who's actually, she's been one of the organizers for fundraising
she's played in almost
concerts.
every single one. Yeah.
I think she's played in them all. She
Small
herself.
Flower with Mary Beth and her friends, and
Yeah. So Annika had the suggestion that we have that family benefit from the proceeds, and what a great idea. Thank you.
Well, this is my theory on that. I was able to spend time, I was a single mom with Bo. I was able to leave work and spend time with Bo. I didn't have other kids, and I was able to leave my job because we have a family business. However, Jacob works for someone else. They let him have time off, and because we all need help up here, I know that Jacob struggles to pay the bills like everybody else. I have mentioned Go Bo to him. He's more than welcome to sign up for Go Bo because you can get funding through us for what you need it for. But a lot of people are reluctant to do so. And I had a little mini art sale for Alice that was a little bit of a wash because it rained for 3 days. Oh. So I ended up putting it all into our boutique at Al's, and I was able to sell those things in there because I knew they would sell anyways, because it was all art projects for children, and she's a very good artist. I see her artwork. And any little bit helps, and I think that he was real choked up about the fact that I wanted to do something on my own outside of Go Bo. But I always used to say, if you could do anything, even on your own, a little bit's better than nothing. Mm-hmm. But with this Play It Forward concert, it just made sense. I mean, here's a guy that lives with us. He's got a daughter. He's a single dad, pretty much. She has a little bit of a disability, not able to socialize like most kids can. And I just thought that this was the perfect gift that Bo used to say to me, hey, Mom, if you ever feel there's a chance to pay it forward, you should just do it, even if it's a little thing. So this was a little thing, but it's also a big thing. Mm-hmm. And I would want people to come. I really think that it's a win-win situation for everybody. You're going to have an awesome concert because it's all local musicians that you don't really get a chance to see. This is my thought on that. They play all over up here in the summer. I wish I could run over to this coffee shop and run over to this barn and this restaurant that's all sponsoring some of these singers that will be performing. But again, we don't have a lot of work people. I mean, as an employer, I've got to fill in. I work all the time. I don't get to do that. But this is the one night where I've got nothing going on. I can come here, sit back, enjoy this beautiful concert, and not feel bad that I didn't get to see them all summer or all fall. So I hope everybody comes out and supports this one event at least this time.
Yeah.
For sure. And I hope we don't have a snowstorm.
Well, and if we do, as long as the artists are able to get here and staff's able to get here, we are planning to live stream it, rain or shine.
Yes.
We know that there are lots of folks that aren't quite comfortable coming indoors yet, so you can live stream it. You can give a donation online. Go to DCA's Facebook page. It's 7 o'clock again, Thursday, December 30th, and I'm sure I'll miss some, but I'll throw out some of the names that will be joining us.
Oh yes.
Jeannie Coons, Pat McDonald, Julian Hagan, Ben Larson, Katie Dahl, Kathy Greer, Paul Taylor, and more.
Oh, and I have to throw in Holly Ohm.
Yes, and Hans Christian.
Yeah, Hans Christian. They came out with this amazing song. I was blown away. They sent a Facebook message, and I listened to the song. I cry a little bit, but in a good way. The song's beautiful. And they did a little fundraiser with the song, and you could donate money. It's called Bandcamp, I think. And you donate to Bandcamp, but you can also donate to their fundraiser. I think they're doing half of the proceeds goes to Go Bo Foundation. And they've been raising big money online over one song that they both created. But even if it wasn't such, the song is so beautiful, it would be probably something you would want on your iPhone or your playlist collection. It's just a beautiful song. So they're playing, and I can't wait to see them here too. And Holly is a cancer survivor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's doing great right now. She just posted online that she got her appointment, and she's doing really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pat McDonald too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pat McDonald too. He's doing amazing. He had a bone marrow transplant, and he's doing phenomenal. Leukemia, but great. Yeah, good. Every time I talk to him, he's doing good. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the Door County Auditorium? I know a lot of the people have season ticket holders. I remember coming here. I think we had some tickets that we can use too. But I remember always looking, and I always would see the same people sitting in the same chairs in the same spots. So they must be ticket holders. Is it like the Packer game where they have season ticket?
We have season ticket holders, folks that are here for 20, 25 events a year. We have a volunteer corps of 220, and those folks you'll see here at so many events over the course of the year. About 450 households support the auditorium every year. We are a nonprofit organization. Ticket sales only cover about 50% of our operating expenses. So we appreciate community support and wouldn't be here if it weren't for community support. And we're really excited about a new project. We've recently purchased the restaurant across the street. I
didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning something new every day.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. There's been a lot of projects that we've been interested in over the past 30 years, but we just didn't have quite the right space for it. One thing, we need more ADA parking that's near the auditorium. That's something we're excited about. Our office spaces have been really, really tight and packed, so we'll expand our office space, and maybe we'll be able to get some interns and expand programming that way. We're excited to offer music lessons that aren't currently offered in the school, piano and ukulele and guitar.
Okay, now can adults take those classes too?
That's the plan.
I want to learn how to play the ukulele and the fiddle.
Yeah, it will likely be fall 2023 before the space will be functional.
How exciting.
We're hoping to have a reception area that can both accommodate cabaret performances, either student performances or like a polka fest or a gospel brunch. And then also we'll be able to have a reception with artists occasionally. And,
Oh yeah,
and
how fun is that?
Yeah. So
Like a meet and greet?
Exactly. And then we mentioned Lyle Lovett. So his touring entourage is often
And his big
30.
band,
Yeah.
yeah.
And our green room only has a fridge and a sink and a microwave. And so our caterers have had to bring in grills and tents, and we just
Is that the
cross
little
our
room back here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having
Yeah.
pizza in there, and we were bumping elbows.
And
but-
we always just
yeah.
kind of cross our fingers that the weather will cooperate and we'll be able to put them in the tent in the courtyard. So we'll actually have a kitchen that will accommodate.
big kitchen.
Yeah. Well, we're going to cut it down quite a bit. We don't intend to operate as a restaurant, but we're excited about having a
Yes.
occasional pre-show event or post-show event.
Now, would that be an opportunity that you would make your own food, or do you cater that in?
We will still be having caterers
Oh,
come
excellent.
in.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Then you
Yeah.
pay back to the community too.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I love that. Gosh, that's exciting, Gary. I didn't even know that was going on.
Yeah,
I live in a hole, people. I didn't hear anything. Yeah.
Well,
so
you're
neat to talk to all
busy
these.
working all
Yeah,
the
I love
time.
it. Well, I have to say it's been kind of informational here for me on some of these topics. Everybody should support something that they believe in, and I know everybody listens to music, so I think everybody should think about donating to the Door County Auditorium. It's something that kids enjoy. Your grandpa's your grandma's. It's a good gift to maybe give to somebody if you want to buy someone tickets and just pay it forward and say thanks for watching my dog or whatever. I said you should come here at least once or twice a year and enjoy a concert because it is really nice. It's a real relaxing evening, and they do such a good job. And who can say that they've seen Johnny Cash and Brandy Carlisle and Lyle and his big band. And my favorite is the local musicians myself, but I think this has been great. I hope people understand that this is for the community as well as vacationers. So that's where I'm going to leave it. And thanks for coming and telling me all this today. I know that you had some foot surgery and you're walking good. So
Thank you so much
Yeah.
to you and your family and
Oh,
Al Johnson.
we're glad to help. We're
amazing
glad to
supporters.
help. So, well, this wraps up another episode of Door County Girl, everybody. Don't forget to like and to subscribe so you can get some extra info like from Cari here, who gives us good scoop on Door County. All right, bye for now, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for watching Door County Girl. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.